Okay, now let's wind the tape back a bit, guys. To after Ferguson left, we had 7 months, I think, David Moyes was given, and not much money really. But the Louis van Gaal, he was there 2 years, and I'm going to read you a list of the players that he bought. He bought Memphis, for example, for 22 million. He bought Martial for 35 million that could rise to 53 with add-ons, that is, if he played for France and scored goals. He paid 16 million sterling for Rojo. He bought Danny Blind and Di Maria. That was a British record transfer fee. I could go on, I will go on. He bought Herrera, he bought Shaw, and he bought Darmian. And of course he brought Schweinsteiger to the club. He also bought Schneiderlin. Now there's the players he bought. Liam, how many of those players do you think are going to be in a Manchester United team that win the Premier League and contend in Europe?
Oh, that's a difficult one, isn't it? You know, before they went to Manchester United, some of them looked like they were the right players to buy. You know, Luke Shaw was a left back at Southampton and doing very well, one of the most promising young left backs. So was Schneiderlin, a defensive midfield player. Martial, I've never taken to him, and the same can be said of Memphis Depay, who was bought in around the same time. Eamon.
Yeah,
they don't show the football intelligence that I think they need to have to make them top players. I don't think there's many there that's going to make Manchester United into champions. The other thing that you have to remember is it's a big stage, Manchester United, and some players come there all down through the years, even when this money wasn't being slashed about. But the players bought for a lot of money, gone to Manchester United, and not done it because of the size of the club and the pressure they're under. You know, you have to be a kind of a special kind of player. But I think, going back to whether they can win titles or not, I suppose if you spend enough money year in, year out, eventually you're going to hit it. You're going to get it right sooner or later. But it's the changeover in management. It seems to be you have a non-football guy like an Ed Woodward in charge of in charge of the football strategy at the club, and I don't know whether he has that experience. Now there must have been something going on between him and Ferguson. I think they let Ferguson have the first go at picking his successor.
Yeah. But
I don't think they were totally in agreement about David Moyes, and David Moyes was always between a rock and a hard place in his managerial year at United. There was lots of leaks coming out that they weren't happy about him. Now I think Ed Woodward wanted to pick the manager.
Yes.
So they gave him a go then, and he fixed Van Gaal. It was a total disaster, wasn't it? Total disaster. And the money was spent. The majority of that money was spent under Van Gaal, and in many ways it was wasted.
John. John.
We could go on. We could go on about the bad buys, but sooner or later, someone's got to put a bit of shape to the team and get them scoring goals. Rashford, as John's mentioned him, Rashford looked a tremendous player before Mourinho arrived there. He looked like a real top-class centre forward in the making.